Months passed, and Earth transformed itself into a fortress. The lessons learned from the Valon invasion drove humanity to unprecedented heights of innovation and unity. Nations set aside old rivalries, pooling resources and knowledge to fortify their planet against future threats. Massive orbital defense grids encircled Earth, while fleets of advanced fighters patrolled the skies. Beneath the surface, Sentinel's AI evolved, growing more sophisticated with each passing day. Alex stood in the command center, watching as engineers tested a new prototype weapon, a fusion-powered cannon capable of targeting enemies light years away. Around him, teams of scientists and soldiers worked side by side, their shared purpose erasing barriers that had once divided them. Humanity wasn't just preparing for war, it was forging something greater, a collective determination to survive and thrive among the stars. Yet, Alex knew peace wouldn't come easily. Reports poured in daily of alien ships lurking at the edges of Earth's solar system, observing but not engaging. Some were curious, others hostile. The galaxy was watching, waiting to see how humanity would respond to its newfound place in the cosmos. General Hayes approached, his expression serious. "We've detected another fleet entering our sector. Bigger than the Valons." Alex turned sharply. "Are they hostile?" "Not yet," Hayes replied. "But they're broadcasting a message. They want to talk." For a moment, Alex hesitated. Diplomacy had never been humanity's strong suit, but perhaps it was time to try. "Let's hear what they have to say," he said finally. "But keep every weapon trained on them. Trust is earned, not given." As the alien message decoded, revealing an invitation to join an interstellar coalition, Alex felt a flicker of hope. Maybe humanity could find allies out there, species willing to stand beside them rather than against them. But deep down, he knew caution was key. The galaxy was vast, beautiful, and dangerous. Earth had proven it could fight. Now, it had to prove it could endure. Far above, the stars shimmered like silent witnesses to humanity's rise. No longer just observers, humans were now players in a cosmic game far older than their existence. And though challenges lay ahead, one truth rang clear: humanity would face them, not with fear, but with courage. The galaxy had been warned about humans, and this time, no one would ignore it. The silence that followed the destruction of the Valon mothership was deafening. Across Earth, people emerged from shelters, their faces etched with a mix of relief and disbelief. The skies, once filled with streaks of light and explosions, were now eerily calm. Smoke drifted upward from burning cities where stray blasts had struck, but humanity stood victorious, for the moment. In the underground facility, Alex slumped into his chair, exhaustion washing over him. Sentinel's monitors displayed the remnants of the Valon fleet retreating into deep space, their forces shattered. Yet, despite the triumph, Alex couldn't shake the feeling of unease gnawing at him. "This isn't over," he muttered under his breath. General Hayes placed a hand on his shoulder. "You did good, son. Better than anyone could have hoped." Alex shook his head. "They came here thinking we were weak. What happens when others think the same? Or worse, when they come prepared?" Hayes didn't answer immediately. He stared at the holographic map, now dotted with fewer red markers representing enemy ships. Humanity had proven its strength, but the cost had been staggering: cities damaged, lives lost, and resources depleted. This battle had shown the world just how fragile peace truly was. Meanwhile, far beyond Earth's orbit, the Galactic Council observed the aftermath with quiet satisfaction. The warning they had issued about humanity had been ignored by the Valons, and paid for in blood. Now, other species would take notice. Humanity wasn't just another fledgling civilization, it was a force to be reckoned with. But the Council also knew this skirmish was only the beginning. Word of Earth's defiance would spread across the galaxy, attracting attention from both allies and enemies alike. Some might seek to aid humanity, while others would see its potential as a threat to be eliminated. Back on Earth, Alex powered down Sentinel systems, knowing full well that humanity couldn't afford to lower its guard. As he walked toward the exit, he glanced back at the control room one last time. The technology they had used today was advanced, but it wouldn't be enough against future threats. "We need to get stronger," Alex whispered to himself. "Because next time, we might not get a second chance." Outside, dawn broke over the horizon, casting golden light over a scarred but resilient planet. Humanity had survived its first real test among the stars, but the galaxy was vast, and its dangers endless. "Do it. Alert the president and assemble the team. Whatever these aliens want, they're not getting it without a fight." As Alex typed furiously, initiating the protocols that would awaken Earth's hidden defenses, neither man realized just how brutal the coming conflict would be. Humanity was about to prove why the Galactic Council's warning had been more than mere caution, it had been prophecy. And the Valens were about to learn the hard way. The Valon fleet slipped into Earth's orbit like shadows in the night. Their crescent-shaped ships blended seamlessly with the darkness of space, their cloaking technology rendering them invisible to human satellites and radar systems. The drones they had deployed earlier confirmed what Commander Kale already suspected: Earth's defenses were laughably outdated. Primitive radar arrays scanned the skies, but they detected nothing unusual. Humanity remained blissfully unaware that an alien armada was descending upon them. Kale stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching as the first wave of mining vessels detached from the mothership. These smaller crafts would descend to Earth's surface under the cover of darkness, targeting regions rich in rare minerals. Once the extraction process began, humanity would have no choice but to bow to Valon's superiority, or be annihilated. "They won't know we're here until it's too late," Lyra remarked confidently, her voice tinged with satisfaction. She glanced at Kale, who wore a smug grin. "This will be over before they even realize we exist." But Lyra's confidence faltered slightly when she noticed something odd on the monitor, a faint distortion in Earth's atmosphere, almost imperceptible. It looked like ripples spreading across water, except these ripples weren't caused by natural phenomena. They seemed artificial. "What is that?" she asked, pointing to the screen. Kale squinted, leaning closer. "Probably interference from their primitive technology. Ignore it." But deep within the Nevada desert, Alex and General Hayes were anything but primitive. Project Sentinel had been activated, and its AI-driven defense grid was already analyzing the intruders' movements. Using advanced quantum sensors hidden beneath layers of rock and steel, Sentinel had detected the Valens' arrival long before the aliens thought possible. "They're good," Alex muttered, staring at the holographic map hovering above the facility's command center. Red dots represented the alien ships, while blue lines marked the trajectories of Earth's countermeasures. "Their cloaking tech is impressive, but not perfect. We can track them." General Hayes leaned forward, his jaw tightening. "Can we hit them?" Alex hesitated, then nodded. "Yes, but we need to act fast. If they get boots on the ground, things could get messy." Hayes didn't hesitate. "Take them out." "What about the AI? Can it adjust tactics on the fly?" "It already is," Alex replied, gesturing to the screens. "Sentinel's adapting faster than I thought possible. But even AI has limits. We need to deploy the next phase." Hayes didn't hesitate. "Do it." Alex tapped a sequence of commands into the control panel, activating Earth's most closely guarded secret, orbital strike drones. These unmanned machines were equipped with experimental fusion warheads capable of obliterating entire fleets. Designed for situations exactly like this, the drones launched from hidden silos scattered around the globe, rising silently into space before locking onto their targets. As the first wave of drones engaged the Valon fleet, the tide of the battle began to shift. The drones moved with uncanny speed and agility, weaving through enemy fire with ease. When they detonated, the resulting explosions were catastrophic, wiping out multiple Valon ships in single strikes. The aliens, caught off guard by the sudden onslaught, struggled to regroup. But Kale wasn't ready to admit defeat. Not yet. On the bridge of the mothership, Lyra analyzed the new threat. These drones, they're autonomous. No pilots, just machines. Then destroy them. Kale roared, his patience wearing thin. Focus everything we have on those drones. If we can neutralize them, we'll regain the upper hand. Lyra relayed the order, and the surviving Valon ships concentrated their firepower on the drones. The ensuing dogfight was chaotic, with both sides sustaining heavy losses. Explosions lit up the void of space, creating a macabre light show visible from Earth's surface. Meanwhile, on the ground, civilians watched in awe and terror as streaks of light painted the night sky. News outlets broadcast live footage of the battle, speculating wildly about what was happening. Governments issued emergency alerts, urging people to stay indoors and prepare for the worst. Amid the chaos, Alex couldn't help but feel a flicker of hope. Humanity was fighting back, not just surviving, but thriving. Against all odds, they were proving themselves to be more than a match for the invaders. But deep down, he knew the fight was far from over. The Valons were desperate now, and desperation made enemies unpredictable. General Hayes placed a firm hand on Alex's shoulder. Keep pushing. We've got them on the ropes. Don't let up. Alex nodded, his resolve hardening. They wanted a fight. Let's give them one they'll never forget. Above, the battle raged on, each side pouring everything they had into the struggle. Neither would back down. Neither could afford to. And somewhere in the vastness of space, the Galactic Council observed the unfolding carnage with grim satisfaction. Their warning had been ignored, and now, the Valons would pay the price. The battle between humanity and the Valons reached a fever pitch as both sides pushed their forces to the brink. The orbital strike drones, though devastating, were dwindling in number, their relentless assaults leaving them vulnerable to concentrated enemy fire. One by one, they exploded in bursts of light, but not before taking dozens of Valon ships with them. Commander Kale watched the destruction unfold from the bridge of his battered mothership. His once mighty fleet was reduced to a fraction of its original size, and his own ship had sustained critical damage. Yet, despite the losses, a flicker of resolve burned in his eyes. We've underestimated them too long, he growled, gripping the edge of the tactical display. It ends now. Lyra glanced at him nervously. What do you mean? Kale turned to face her, his expression grim. We use the Annihilator. Lyra's breath caught in her throat. The Annihilator was the Valon's ultimate weapon, a planet-cracking device capable of obliterating entire continents. It was designed for conquest, not war, and using it would leave Earth uninhabitable. But desperation had clouded Kale's judgment. He no longer cared about resources or strategy, all that mattered now was survival, and vengeance. Prepare the weapon, Kale ordered coldly. Target their largest population center. Let's see how they react when we hit them where it hurts. Back on Earth, Alex detected a sudden surge of energy emanating from the Valon mothership. His heart sank as Sentinel's AI analyzed the readings. They're charging some kind of superweapon, he said, his voice tight with urgency. If it fires, millions will die. General Hayes clenched his fists, his mind racing. Can we stop it? Alex hesitated, then nodded. There's one option left, the Shadow Lance. The Shadow Lance was Earth's last resort, a prototype weapon powered by dark matter. It had never been tested in combat, but simulation suggested it could pierce even the strongest alien defenses. Activating it, however, required sacrificing one of the remaining orbital platforms as a power conduit. It's risky, Alex admitted. But if we don't try, we're dead anyway. Hayes didn't hesitate. Do it. As the Valon mothership prepared to unleash its devastating payload, a blinding beam of pure energy erupted from Earth's surface, punching through space like a spear. The Shadow Lance struck the mothership dead center, piercing its core and igniting a chain reaction that consumed the vessel in an instant. Kale's final command died on his lips as the ship disintegrated around him. The Annihilator never fired. Above Earth, the surviving Valon ships wavered, leaderless and demoralized. Humanity had won, for now, but the cost had been immense. As debris rained down from orbit, Alex stared at the monitors, knowing this was only the beginning. The galaxy had seen what humans were capable of. And they wouldn't soon forget. In the vast expanse of the galaxy, where stars twinkled like diamonds scattered across an endless black canvas, there existed a governing body known as the Galactic Council. Composed of representatives from thousands of alien species, it was tasked with maintaining peace and order among civilizations spread across countless star systems. For centuries, they had debated over humanity, a curious race that had recently emerged on their radar. Humanity lived on Earth, a small blue planet orbiting a relatively unremarkable yellow sun. They were young compared to most other intelligent life forms in the galaxy, but what set them apart wasn't just their youth, it was their unpredictability. Humans were aggressive, emotional, and driven by ambition. Their history was filled with wars, conquests, and relentless innovation. To many advanced civilizations, humans seemed primitive, almost barbaric. But the Galactic Council knew better. They had seen how quickly humans adapted, grew stronger, and pushed boundaries. And so, when humanity began sending probes into deep space, broadcasting messages of peace while simultaneously developing weapons capable of destroying entire planets, the Council issued a warning. "Leave them alone," the Council decreed during one of its grand assemblies. "Do not interfere with humans. Do not invade their world or attempt to exploit their resources. If provoked, they will retaliate, and they will do so without mercy." But warnings often go unheeded, especially when greed blinds those who hear them. Far away from Earth, in a distant corner of the galaxy, floated a massive silver ship shaped like a crescent moon. Its hull shimmered under the light of nearby stars, reflecting the pride of its creators, the Valons. A technologically superior species, the Valons prided themselves on their ability to conquer weaker races and extract valuable resources from their worlds. When news of Earth's existence reached them, whispers of untapped riches sparked excitement within their ranks. The leader of the expedition was a stern-faced commander named Kale. He stood tall in the bridge of the ship, his dark eyes scanning the holographic display that showed Earth's location. Beside him stood his second-in-command, Lyra, her expression calm yet calculating. Both wore sleek silver uniforms adorned with intricate patterns that glowed faintly in the dim light. "We've studied their transmissions," said Lyra, breaking the silence. "They claim to seek peaceful contact, but their actions tell another story. Look at this." She tapped a button, and images appeared on the screen, humans launching rockets into space, constructing orbital stations, testing experimental energy weapons. "They're advancing faster than any species we've encountered before." Kale nodded slowly. "Yes, but advancement doesn't equal strength. They're still vulnerable. Their defenses are laughable compared to ours." High above Earth, the first mining vessel descended through the atmosphere, its sleek hull glowing red-hot as it pierced the thin air. Inside, Valon engineers prepared their equipment, oblivious to the danger lurking below. Their scans showed no signs of resistance, reinforcing Kale's belief that humanity posed no threat. Suddenly, the ship shuddered violently. Alarms blared as warning lights flashed across the cockpit. One of the pilots turned to the other, panic in his eyes. "What's happening?" Before anyone could respond, a barrage of energy beams erupted from the ground below, striking the vessel with devastating precision. The ship exploded in a brilliant fireball, scattering debris across the sky. Back on the mothership, Kale stared in disbelief as the live feed cut off abruptly. "What just happened?" he demanded, his voice sharp with anger. Lyra checked her console, her fingers flying over the controls. "Some kind of attack, from the surface. They knew we were coming." Kale's face darkened. Impossible. Our cloaking should have made us invisible. It didn't, Lyra snapped, frustration creeping into her tone. They must have some form of detection system we didn't anticipate. As if to confirm her fears, more explosions lit up the horizon. 2 additional mining vessels met the same fiery fate as the first, obliterated by unseen forces. On the ground, Alex watched the carnage unfold with grim satisfaction. Project Sentinel's orbital defense platforms had locked onto the invaders and unleashed hell. Each platform was armed with plasma cannons powered by experimental fusion reactors, capable of tearing through even the toughest alien armor. "They're learning," Alex said quietly, his gaze fixed on the monitors. "Let's see how they adapt." Back aboard the Valon mothership, chaos reigned. Kale paced furiously, his mind racing. This wasn't supposed to happen. Humanity was supposed to be weak, easy prey. Instead, they had struck back with terrifying efficiency. "We underestimated them," Lyra admitted reluctantly. "They're not as primitive as we thought." Kale clenched his fists, his pride wounded. "No matter. We still outnumber them. Deploy the main fleet. Destroy their defenses and begin full-scale invasion." Lyra hesitated. "Are you sure? Attacking directly might provoke a stronger response." "Do you doubt me?" Kale growled, glaring at her. "We are Valens. We do not retreat. Not now, not ever." Reluctantly, Lyra relayed the order. Dozens of warships detached from the mothership, descending toward Earth like vengeful specters. Their weapons charged, ready to unleash destruction on a global scale. But humanity wasn't done fighting yet. Beneath the surface, General Hayes gave the final command. "Activate Phase 2. Across the planet, hidden bunkers opened, revealing rows of sleek fighter jets equipped with cutting-edge technology. Pilots strapped into their cockpits, their faces set with determination. "We could take what we want and leave before they even realize we're there." But the Council warned against it, Lyra reminded him cautiously. "They said humans are unpredictable. That they fight back harder than anyone expects." Kale scoffed, waving a dismissive hand. "The Council is cautious because they fear change. Not us. We've conquered dozens of worlds, and no one has ever stopped us. Why should these creatures be any different?" Lyra hesitated, unsure if she should push further. She had heard stories about humanity, that they didn't surrender easily, that they fought until their last breath. Still, she trusted Kale's judgment. After all, he had never led them astray. "Prepare the fleet," Kale ordered, turning to face his crew. "We'll enter their system quietly. Disable their communications first, then land on their surface and begin extraction operations. Make sure our presence remains undetected for as long as possible." As orders echoed through the ship, preparations began. Massive drills hummed to life, ready to bore into Earth's crust. Stealth drones were deployed to scout ahead, ensuring the path remained clear. The Valon fleet moved with precision, slipping past Earth's rudimentary detection systems without raising alarms. What they didn't know was that humanity had been watching them long before they arrived. Back on Earth, a young scientist named Alex sat hunched over a computer screen inside a top-secret military facility buried deep beneath the Nevada desert. His fingers danced across the keyboard as lines of code scrolled upward. On the monitor beside him, grainy footage played in slow motion, a blurry object moving through space far too fast to be natural. "They're here," Alex muttered, leaning closer. "I told you someone would come eventually." Behind him, General Hayes crossed his arms, his weathered face betraying both concern and determination. "Are you sure? Could just be another asteroid or some glitch in the system." "No glitch," Alex replied firmly. "Look at the trajectory. It's deliberate. They're heading straight for us." Hayes frowned, stepping forward to study the screen. As much as he wanted to dismiss the idea, he couldn't ignore the evidence staring him in the face. Humanity had always wondered if they were alone in the universe. Now, it seemed, the answer had finally arrived, and it wasn't friendly. "What are our options?" Hayes asked after a moment of tense silence. Alex turned to face him, his expression grim. "We activate Project Sentinel. It's risky, but it's the only thing we've got." Project Sentinel was humanity's ace in the hole, a secret initiative designed to defend Earth against extraterrestrial threats. Years of research and development had gone into creating advanced weaponry, cloaking technology, and AI-driven combat systems. It was humanity's best chance at survival, but also its greatest gamble. Hayes nodded, steeling himself for what lay ahead. In orbit, Sentinel's AI calculated optimal strike zones, coordinating attacks with surgical precision. As the Valon fleet approached, Earth struck back, not with fear, but with fury. And the battle for survival had only just begun. The skies above Earth erupted into a kaleidoscope of light and destruction as humanity's forces clashed with the Valon fleet. Sleek fighter jets screamed through the atmosphere, their engines leaving trails of fire in their wake. Each aircraft was armed with plasma torpedoes and electromagnetic pulse weapons, cutting-edge technology developed in secret under Project Sentinel. The pilots, hand-picked from the best military units across the globe, maneuvered their craft with precision, dodging enemy fire while launching relentless counterattacks. From the ground, massive orbital defense platforms continued to rain devastation on the alien invaders. Plasma cannons fired beams of searing energy that sliced through Valon warships like hot knives through butter. One by one, the crescent-shaped vessels exploded in brilliant bursts of light, scattering debris across the stratosphere. For every ship destroyed, another took its place, determined to overwhelm Earth's defenses through sheer numbers. Inside the Valon mothership, Commander Kale watched the battle unfold with mounting frustration. His once smug demeanor had vanished, replaced by barely contained rage. "How are they doing this?" he snarled, slamming his fist against the console. "Their technology shouldn't be capable of this level of resistance." Lyra studied the tactical display, her brow furrowed. "Their coordination is flawless. It's almost as if they're being guided by something, or someone." Kale turned to her sharply. "Explain." "They're not acting independently," Lyra replied, pointing at the screen. "Look at their movements. Every attack is calculated, precise. There's no hesitation, no wasted effort. It's like they have an intelligence system tracking our every move." Before Kale could respond, another explosion rocked the ship. A direct hit from one of Earth's orbital platforms had grazed the mothership's hull, causing secondary systems to fail. Alarms blared throughout the vessel, and crew members scrambled to contain the damage. "We can't keep losing ships like this," Kale barked. "Order all remaining vessels to focus fire on those platforms. Take them out before they cripple us completely." Back on Earth, Alex monitored the battle from the safety of the underground facility. Streams of data flooded the holographic displays, showing real-time updates on the conflict. So far, humanity was holding its own, but Alex knew it wouldn't last forever. The Valons still outnumbered them, and their superior firepower was beginning to take its toll. "They're targeting the orbital platforms," Alex said urgently, turning to General Hayes. "If they destroy them, we'll lose our biggest advantage." Hayes nodded grimly. "We need to buy time." In the days following the battle, Earth became a beacon of both admiration and apprehension across the galaxy. News of humanity's unexpected victory spread rapidly through interstellar communication networks. The Valons' defeat was not just a loss for them, it was a message to every species that had ever underestimated humans. On distant planets, leaders convened in shadowy chambers, debating what this meant for their own futures. Some saw opportunity in humanity's rise, hoping to forge alliances with a race that had proven itself resourceful and tenacious. Others viewed Earth as a growing threat, its rapid advancement alarming and unpredictable. Whispers of preemptive strikes began to circulate among more aggressive factions. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council issued a new statement, addressing the fallout from the conflict. Humanity has demonstrated its capacity to defend itself, they declared. Any further attempts to exploit or invade their world will be met with severe consequences. It was a rare show of solidarity, but many doubted whether the Council could enforce such a decree if another power decided to act. Back on Earth, Alex found himself thrust into the spotlight. Governments clamored for updates on Project Sentinel, while scientists begged for access to its groundbreaking technology. Despite the attention, Alex remained focused on one thing: preparing for what came next. He knew the Valens were just the first wave. Sooner or later, someone, or something, would return, stronger and better prepared. General Hayes joined him in the facility's war room, where holographic projections displayed potential threats marked across the stars. "We've got eyes on at least 3 other species moving toward our sector," Hayes said grimly. "They're watching us now." Alex nodded, his jaw tightening. "Then let's make sure they see something worth fearing." The two men worked tirelessly, upgrading Earth's defenses and developing new weapons systems. Civilians, too, rallied behind the effort, inspired by the knowledge that their planet had stood up to an alien invasion, and won. Factories churned out drones and fighters, while volunteers signed up for training programs designed to bolster Earth's military readiness. As Alex gazed at the stars through the facility's reinforced windows, he felt a strange mix of pride and dread. Humanity had taken its first step onto the galactic stage, but the galaxy was vast, and full of shadows waiting to emerge. "What are you thinking?" Hayes asked quietly. "That we're ready," Alex replied, though uncertainty lingered in his voice. "For whatever comes next." Above, the cosmos watched silently, waiting to see how humanity would play its hand.